After Mardi Gras, I think the New Orleans Saints means more to the city than anything else. It's amazing the way a sports team can bring people together and inspire them when they need it most.
Probably the only thing that would rival the popularity of Mardi Gras would be the Saints, because I love the Saints here.
I remember growing up there, like they would call them the Aints.
Oh yeah.
And wear the paper bags with the eyes cut out.
Yeah, they were pretty awful.
There were many years where the Aints, we had bags over our heads.
In the early 90s, just a winning season was a victory. Mm-hmm. You know, a division championship was unimaginable.
When the Saints were founded, the gentleman who did went to Archbishop Hannon, who was the Archbishop at the time, and he wanted to make sure that by naming them the Saints, it wouldn't be disrespectful. And he said, no, not at all, because we have saints in heaven, we have saints on earth, we have saints wherever. And so he says, but don't forget, he said, because many of the saints were martyrs. And so do you want your football players to be martyrs?
When the Saints won the game.
Just when you thought Manning was going to get this done, here comes Tracy Porter with the pick.
What a great read.
674 yards the other way. And instead of it being a tie game, the Saints are up 2 scores in Super Bowl 44 with 3 minutes and 12 seconds to go.
There wasn't a dry eye in New Orleans.
The party was on Bourbon Street. I went down there that night. Everybody went, because man, whoever thought the Saints were ever going to win a Super Bowl? I've been following the Saints since the first year.
That was more than a football game. That was a spiritual experience. People from New Orleans or from this area, and all they were dealing with when the Saints won that game, they knew, hey, things are coming back. They were crying, tears of joy, hugging one another. No matter if you're black, white, and no matter what your background, that there was a Who Dat Nation out there.
We'll judge a crowd on how deep it is. 1 deep, 2 deep, 3 deep. The Saints Super Bowl parade was 25 deep. We've never seen that before in any carnival parade. Your mega crews or your larger crews will get 10 to 15 deep.
Right, but they were going to do a parade whether the Saints won or lost, which I thought was awesome. That's New Orleans through and through. Not only did we luck in the parade, we were positioned in front of Sean Payton's float. He had the trophy, the Lombardi trophy. So just a giant moment for New Orleans.
Yeah.
But a funny story about that was we're pulling out, the float's coming one way, and then the bands and the entertainment groups are coming in the other way, and they merge in to start the parade off. So we're coming in front of Sean Payton's float, and we stop, and the parade's stop and go, so it stops, and we finish a dance right there in front of his float, so he's kind of like looking at us. And when we finished, we turned to him, and he just takes the Lombardi trophy and starts pumping it towards us, like all fired up, and all the guys turn like moth to the flame, they just start like walking towards the trophy, and I'm in the front going, you idiots, we're in the parade.
In the parade,
we're not
moving.
We're not spectators here. So I'm like grabbing, because the parade takes off. So I'm trying to grab people. They're like, oh, it's so shiny.
We were fans before we were stars.
We were.
Yeah.
Because one of the things about that moment to me, it signifies what's great about New Orleans. It signifies that we know how to come together. It's how we know how to just say, hey man, let's throw all of that aside. Did you see what happened? That was beautiful. Let's enjoy this moment together, right now, this moment.
As bad as things were after Katrina, to go from all that to, winning a Super Bowl, I grew up with people with bags over their heads.
People will never forget it. I mean, it will go down in history as one of the all-time amazing moments of all time in New Orleans. And not only for the people in the Dome, but everybody watching and spread out all over the world, hoping one day to come home. And the Saints really gave them the courage to do it.
How did you guys pull off this comeback?
We just believed in ourselves, and we knew that we had an entire city and maybe even an entire country behind us, and just feeling like it was all meant to be. It's all destiny. And what can I say? The birth of my son this year as well, in the first year of his life, we get a Super Bowl championship. He's been my inspiration as well, so just doesn't get any better than that.
I know Mardi Gras doesn't officially really begin Mardi Gras 9 days away, but this is going to be the longest Mardi Gras celebration in history coming up as soon as you guys get home. Congratulations, Drew.
Thank you. Yeah, Mardi Gras may never end. The celebration's not going to end.
There you go. The Vince Lombardi Trophy is in the hands of the New Orleans Saints.
We have a great fan base. I mean, winning the Super Bowl has been, it's like, okay, bucket list, we can check it off. We've done it.
The Super Bowl, it did a lot for people in terms of their psyche, more than anything.
Plenty of cities carry their sports teams through a tough season. It's a rare thing when a sports team carries a city through tough times. And that's why there's such a deep bond between this organization and the city. This team took the hopes and the dreams of a shattered city and placed them squarely on its shoulders. And the victory parade that we saw earlier this year made one thing perfectly clear, that New Orleans and the New Orleans Saints are here to stay.
Okay, well, like the Saints, like they're on the road, and I hope they keep on rolling.